This is a pelvis, and when it comes to the squat, its position is going to have a huge influence on how much hip mobility you're able to offer to the movement pattern. Check it out. So if we look closely, we'll see that the pelvis kind of has two main connection points. Here at the sacrum, which connects to the lumbar spine, and then here at the head of the humerus, which creates the hip joint. Now, considering that the squat is a closed chain exercise, this tells us that the pelvis is going to be moving around the femur as opposed to the femur moving around within the hip socket. This is important information because as soon as we shift the position of our pelvis, we're now taking up more or less range of motion within the hip joint. Now let's take a step back and look at one of the most common cues that coaches like to use for the squat. Sit back and down. Now, while for some people this is going to be helpful in initiating the squat, for others they're going to interpret this as sticking their butt out. And what happens when we do that is a shift in the pelvic position. Now we're tilting our pelvis anteriorly. As soon as we do that, we're naturally taking up more space of hip flexion within the hip joint, which means we only have so much more hip flexion range of motion to offer to the squat pattern before it's all used up. Now with that in mind, a simple shift in the position of the pelvis, kind of bring it back to that neutral, is going to have a large influence in how we feel through our squat. It's going to help us sink deeper because we're naturally starting from a less hip flexed position, so we have more range of motion to offer to the squat, and it's going to help reduce some unwanted symptoms. So at the end of the day, some targeted hip mobility exercises are definitely going to help increase the capacity of the joint and reduce the perception of discomfort that you may be feeling, but it's never going to fix a problem that is rooted in an intentional shift in the position of your pelvis.